Me, na, after dark.
That's not the word.
Plus, there's a delay, so you're like off. But this whole week has been off. Welcome to Thursday, everybody. How's everybody doing? I nearly forgot we had a show today because I've been so busy with life, trying to get shit done. But hey, I'm here. Rob's here. Mecca's here. I don't know if anybody else is going to show up, but hey, if they do, they do. They
Baby
don't.
Yoda's here.
Baby Yoda's here.
The guy, the hippie in the fields is here. He's gonna start singing about crop circles.
Oh, wasn't that?
What
I really want somebody to put Michael Chabon's head on that guy. Hello, tiny humans.
That's all humans.
No, Ronan, I wish I had just woke up.
You know what, Tom? I decided, since things aren't going so well for the New York Giants, I decided to take matters to my own hands. So I went out today. I was at Ocean State Job Lot. I was had to get a couple things, a couple life-sustaining supplies, such as kitty litter, that kind of thing. And so I decided to. No, I don't want to share my tab. I decided to get a new hat. Maybe this will turn their fortunes around.
Oh, you said you were going to buy me a cat with kitty litter and shit.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I don't know what the kitty litter came in. I wasn't paying attention because you started talking sports ball and then I heard kitty litter and I'm like, am I getting a kitty?
Actually, that guy, I'm going to get you a mountain lion. Like that guy in Russia.
I don't want mountain. I want a little one. Just a little kitten.
There's a guy. I don't know if you've seen that guy. His YouTube channel's I Am Puma or whatever it is. Mm-mm. And he has a mountain lion as a pet. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I don't want something that much. I just want something I can let poop in a box and I can just dump it every few days.
But I'm like, dude, you better keep that cat well fed or else you're going to be on the dinner menu. You understand? Holy cow. Okay. So anyway, Tom, how the hell are you?
Not having.
It's been a whole 90 minutes since we talked.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it's on your adventures. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, Raging Rhino, how you doing? How you doing? Sends in a super chat, an Australian $2.99 super sticker.
I got the sound here somewhere.
Okay. Mr. Wolverine 007 sends in $5. Thank you so much. Says, here, have money. Catch up on the STD roundtable later. Love you guys. It was kind of fun. It's kind of fun listening to the Mr. H go through hell like that. And thank you again for your awesome super chat earlier. And thank you again for this super chat as well. And
I got to rant about Star Trek a little too.
All right, go ahead.
What the fuck was this episode? I guess we got. Did you introduce everybody, Rob?
No, Tom Connors.
I think I kind of did in the intro.
It's me. It's Mountain Dew. It's fun. Ooh, green Mountain Dew Zero in cans. I don't know.
You know what you're gonna get now, right?
Am I fired?
No, you don't get fired.
Do I get a puppy? Puppy.
Lazy puppy.
I'm a puppy.
It's about time somebody earned a lazy puppy around here. He's like, oh no.
Oh, I want a puppy.
The point is, you don't earn a lazy puppy. That's what you get for not trying to earn something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it rarely happens to us. I mean, usually I'm giving them to other people willy-nilly.
So yeah, so like I said, you didn't get a chance to chime in about Star Trek. Disgrace.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember it. So we have the non-binaries.
The non-binary binars.
Non-binary. So her first complaint is they're referring to the new non-binary gendered person as she instead of they. So what the fuck did you use this poor person for their pronouns and their gender identity and all this bullshit if you're not going to even address them properly in your own fucking show? Second off, the same thing, double goes for Transly Crusher, the transgendered person. Double goes for, they said boyfriend, referring to him as a he. So they can't even stick to their own bullshit gender pronoun identity shit. Second off, the new chick is way better than Michael Burnham, even though she's a bullshit, the 15-year-old self-insert fan fiction. I'm the bestest ever, and now I can be a Trill. Here's a reason for having all the bestest powers ever, because I can just be a Trill all of a sudden, even though there's no way to physically actually be a fucking Trill when you're a human, and I hate this so much. Is the puppy non-binary? Yes.
The whole thing about the Trills. So
there's the pouch, right? It was like it's like in Stargate how they have the pouch. It's been a while since. Forgive me for not remembering Deep Space Nine, but
I don't know that. But
they can't physically bind to humans. I mean, look at what happened with Riker. It almost killed him, and you got to remove that thing out of there quickly. And this episode was so damn predictable too. Like, damn well halfway through. So they got to go. She doesn't have the memories. The new non-binary chick. She doesn't have any memories from, wherever she came from or whatever. And she's got a Trill symbiont in her, whatever, them, and them. And so they gotta go all the way back to Trill, even though there's no dilithium, and they just kind of magically boop themselves there. They used their worm drive, didn't they? Or their wormhole mushroom drive?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And they get there. She needs to go to the Trill pool, to the little goo pool, their little hot tub, and find out all of her memories, her previous hosts and everything, and remember shit. But then all of a sudden they decide to turn into Train Spotting, where they dive way deeper than the actual puddle is. Because, I guess they need those drugs that Renton was looking for in fucking Train Spotting. Oh, it's so stupid. Just to make sense of this episode.
Yeah, it
just
is.
so that we already know that, okay, this boyfriend that she had was a Trill, who was a joined Trill. After a while, they joined him as a Trill. And the boyfriend changed, but then she got all his memories, so obviously, and we knew that. I'm like, oh, and this is the Trill that's inside of her now. And we knew that halfway through. It's bullshit.
Actually, you're a Trek fan too, aren't you, Raquel? I'll send you a link. I've been on a chat with her before.
Who?
Raquel.
Oh, Raquel. Oh, Raquel Briggs. Hey, Raquel Briggs. Wait, what happened?
Tom canceled himself. Tom fired himself.
Where's Robert Meyer Burnett? Because I know he has a lot to say about this. Robert Meyer Burnett. Yeah, Robert Meyer Burnett, if you're out there, please hop on.
Oh, Lord. Just send him the link. Don't you just message him on Twitter?
Well, Tom usually sends him the link, but it's becoming completely pointless. She said, there's been no history. There's been no recorded case of a human successfully bonding with a Trill. Oh, I won't let it die. It's not up to you.
No.
No, we got 2 super chats here I want to get to because I lost them now. But I got them in my other thing here, luckily. Stephen Otten sends in $5. Some good news. Tenet will be on 4K and Blu-ray on December 15th. Oh, that's the old one.
I don't care.
We're going to talk about that anyway, but that was the old chat. Let me get to the new chat.
Is there any karate in it?
There might be.
Oh, okay. All right, then I might see it.
I don't know for sure, though.
Is it a documentary about the best doctor of the modern day, David Tennant?
Maybe.
David Tennant?
The David Tennant story. We're already.
Well, we got the Fezman 93 for £5.
Thank you. I'm getting there.
No wonder aliens haven't invaded yet. Yeah. Where's Robert Meyer Burnett? I'm sure he has a lot to say about.
I sent him the link. If he shows up, he shows up.
He has to. He has to go through his weekly catharsis about Star Trek Discovery.
There, I sent you the other super chat here.
To quote Robert Meyer Burnett, though, Star Trek Discovery is the most brain dead show on television. It really is.
I'm still wondering how they fucking all the burn. How did the burn happen?
We don't know. We still don't know. It's the mystery box. It's a mystery box.
Was the other one.
And it doesn't even make sense.
She and the non-binary Binar Adira, she was a literal mystery box. She was a walking mystery box.
It really wasn't that mysterious. We kind of.
Are you sure she had a box?
No, I'm not. I'm very confused.
And we're
at the
only
moment.
referring to her as she because they did so in the show. So fuck your pronouns if they can't even get them right in their own goddamn fucking show.
CWD
So
Trixie.
important, they didn't even get it right. Ugh.
CWD Trixie, which is more brain dead, Star Trek Discovery or Star Trek Lower Decks? I'd say advantage push. There are no winners here.
Welcome. How are you?
Pretty good. How's my volume? Hope it's not
A little low.
Yeah, you might want to. I don't know. Do you have a? Are you using a like a regular mic, or do you have a headset?
No, I'm using buds. This is I'm still in Budville.
It doesn't sound bad. It just sounds really quiet.
Hey! I love that album. Best album ever made by Stone Roses. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I am Canadian, so it's all about the bud, right?
There you go. That's a little bit better. Welcome, Raquel. I wanted to bring you on because I know you're a Star Trek fan. Have you been keeping up with Discovery?
No. I've been keeping up with all of the coverage of it, and it's just atrocious. Parasitic ice and other things that are just complete intellectual suicide.
I was watching Anti-Trekker. He said about find them when they were crashing into the parasitic ice. He said find a place where the ice has the less is the least dense. Ice has a consistent density. I'm like, you'd think somebody who at least went to high school science would know that.
Yeah, the science is just not here, and you know it's extremely disappointing, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Now we have to ask Raquel, your background is, we don't like to, I really don't, this is not really a test of your credentials, but I mean, how far back with Star Trek do you go? I mean, original series, TNG, Deep Space Nine,
thanks for asking. I look a lot younger than I actually am. I'm nearly 50 years old.
She likes to fib a lot. Don't listen to her, Rob.
I have a beautiful 29-year-old daughter. I'm a communications and technology scholar, and I fell upon Star Trek through my stepfather in the 1970s. So I go back to TOS.
Okay, so yeah, I first became aware of Star Trek with from my older brother. We used to watch it here in the New York area, WPIX, every Saturday at 2 p.m.
Well, and I met you because I got roped into a Battlestar Galactica podcast. And I had no clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
Which one? The good one or the better one? I guess. No, seriously, they were both good, I think.
I think it was the newer one, right, Raquel?
Yeah, it's the reimagining, and at least they had enough respect to say it was a reimagining.
Yes.
So you can take it on its own merit instead of going, what in the holy hell are you doing?
Oh, yeah. That was one of the good things about Edward James Olmos, is he said, if you're a fan of the original, you're probably not going to like this. And they're very different. They're very different shows, because the original is so campy and so 70s and so, and the new one is just such a different show. But they also had the writing and the intelligence behind Battlestar Galactica to make sense. Even if it is just a show that was kind of built with a lot of cutting room floor clips and stuff, you still had actors that could convey emotions just with an expression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but did Edward James almost say, how do I teach these kids?
No.
Well, Edward James almost
That's a South Park.
is definitely Miami Vice for me. I think he's one of the coolest people ever, because, I'm watching Miami Vice while I was babysitting.
But he taught Lou Diamond Phillips how to be a good person.
Oh, boy. Yeah, he's quite the actor, and yeah, he was a great lead for that. But yeah.
Pegleg Pete sends us $5, Rob. He says, you want to read it?
No, okay. Well, I consider all Star Trek shows made this century are comedy imported from the mirror universe.
You got to read it like a pirate.
Oh, they are flat out parodying stuff. They're just flat out parodying Star Trek.
Yeah.
No, they don't even want to parody Star Trek. They like Rich says from Red Letter Media, Star Trek made for people who don't like Star Trek.
For people who hate Star Trek.
Yeah.
Made by people who hate Star Trek. Yes, exactly.
Well, I heard a little bit of your tail end on the main channel of how people are kind of calling it the gay Star Trek. It's like the show that's only designed to appeal to the LGBTQ crowd. And It doesn't. And they hate me because they know that I would be the very stereotypical, oh, she's got the bright red hair. She looks like an SJW. She's LGBTQ or whatever. And she's this. It's only the B, guys. Relax. I know a lot of people in chat are like, oh, it's like, no, it's fine. But it's so frustrating as somebody who's like, no, you can't just say this is a person for this representation and then do, fuck all with them. They don't even give them reason to be LGBTQ in the show. Like, there's just no reason for it. Oh, we'll just make it the laziest excuse and make it a trill. That's like the easy way out for Star Trek. They didn't even make any character, like, the way you want to do the representation in Star Trek is just to not point it out because it's going to occur naturally, It's just so frustrating to me to see that.
I just to echo and amplify your statement, I think the bottom line is if you know anybody who's lesbian, gay, bi, or trans, you know that they're human beings first and foremost. Their mothers, their fathers, their sons, daughters, sisters, and brothers. They're not a TV trope. They're not a corporate tool for marketing a product. That they're actually human beings. So if we're going to have these characters, let's have them be real people, not just these avatars that stand for something and then they flesh out to nothing.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like RLM said. You know how they always signify that a certain character isn't gay, so you don't really think they have a case of the gays. Well, this show is an entire case of the non-gays, like to the point where they even took not Idris Elba and his relationship with Michael Burnham, which actually they had a little bit of chemistry there. They actually did, but they went out of their way to make sure that we knew it was a sexless relationship and they were only friends. And it's like, oh no, you can't have any straight relationships on the show, but all the non-straight relationships,
unless you're a half Klingon, former Klingon,
or whatever. Yeah, and then it's still dolphin Klingon? Love. It was still dolphin love. That wasn't consensual. and that's my point. Is like, they're so afraid to have a straight relationship on here. It's like in the ones that they do have, between Stamets and Dr. Colbert are unbelievable. They have zero chemistry. Now, Culber is a much better character than Stamets is. We've said that since the start. But he's still kind of full of himself, just like Michael Burnham. And we saw a lot of that in this episode. And then you also have, the other relationship is the new one that was introduced between, the non-binary Six and Transley Crusher. And I really don't care. It was so forced. Like, their little, like, romance they were supposed to have. Like I said on the review, this is something you should have stretched out over a few episodes. Like, built this up.
Like, how old are they?
They are, like, the one is 19, and I think the other one is, like, 19 or 20 or whatever. Yeah, they're technically old enough, but yeah, they both look like they're 12. Yeah, they totally look like they're 12.
In the show. And the one who actually has the spots on the trill looks about 12.
And she's a super genius, too. They made sure.
Well, and they have no chemistry, and they're supposedly...
skin disorder, I heard, that it's not even remotely like canon. It looks like a skin disorder. As far as I'm concerned,
they look like the people. Remember, you ever see the show Alien Nation?
Yes.
They kind of look like that, but only they have hair instead of being bald.
Oh wow! Well, yeah. All the coverage. If you put all the coverage together and you get it all together and you turn it into one shot, what it looks like to me is a bunch of millennials hugging each other in the dark. That's what this show is. Millennials hugging in the dark, hugging, crying, and hysterically laughing in the dark. That's the show.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fake drama created for no good reason other than just to have conflict. Yeah. This shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
And Orville Nation, our good buddy, says Raquel is awesome in so many ways, and we love Raquel. Well, thank you, Orville Nation. And I'm glad to finally get her on here because, like I said, I know I hung out on that show, but I had fun even though I've never seen the show before. But I know your sci-fi and you're also an author and stuff like that. So I don't know if you want to tell the folks real quick just about some of the things you do.
Yeah, I'm a communications and technology scholar, and right now I'm unemployed because there's no work in the post-secondary environment. So I'm back to writing, and I've just published some science fiction short stories to Amazon. And they can be purchased for Amazon, at Amazon for Kindle, but they can be read on all devices. And it's incredibly generous that you would even offer that to me as a platform. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you for having me here tonight.
No problem. We'll try and get that link. Here, I'll make you a mod so you can share your link right in the chat then. There you go. You're now a moderator. So you can drop your link so that way, yep, Marcus, I'm working on that for you right now. As soon as she can send that to me or drop it herself, then we'll get that up there for you guys and you can check that out. But yeah, in our first bit of news, though, we had, let's see here, Tenet is tech, and I brought this up earlier because somebody had said that Tenet was coming into Blu-ray and DVD, which it's supposed to be, but I said I'm surprised they didn't try to re-release it in theaters, but now it sounds like they might be doing just that, right, Rob?
That's right. I got to pull the story back up. Thanks a lot. Stretch.
I'll
Stretch.
There you go. And then I'll
They
share.
put a gas mask on him?
I don't know.
They wear those kind of masks
Yeah,
in the movie.
Tom, we actually have working links
okay.
in the picture now.
Yeah, they did an update for StreamYard.
Rob.
There's a few things they updated.
As the great Mel Allen used to say, how about that? And if you're a baseball fan, you get that reference. Tenet still planned for theatrical release in New York and LA. Warner Brothers announced they're still planning to release Tenet theatrically in New York and Los Angeles, even as the great toilet paper shortage cases numbers rise. Yeah, we have to keep calling it that.
You know who called it that?
What?
You know who else called it that?
Beanie Man.
I'm just teasing you.
That's fine. You can tease me all you want. According to Warner Brothers, Christopher Nolan's latest time-bending thriller, Tenet, is still aiming for theatrical release in New York and Los Angeles. The blockbuster film is one of the only major theatrical releases of the past 6 months that has grossed $350 million internationally. However, due to rising toilet paper shortages, currently closed theaters reopening anytime soon seems unlikely. Major theater chains like AMC and Regal Cinemas have been struggling severely during the toilet paper shortage. While Tenet had good opening weekend, its diminishing returns at the box office have proven insufficient to sustain theaters. Independently, of course, New York and LA, two of the biggest national markets, haven't factored into that equation as theaters within the cities have remained fully closed. While Tenet has continued carrying the torch for traditional releases, more and more major films have either been delayed or pushed back to streaming platforms. Despite this trend, however, and despite the rising toilet paper shortages, Warner Brothers has recently said in a press release that they're still planning to release the film theatrically in New York and LA. Nolan himself has always been vocal about the theater experience being essential. I fucking hate going to theater, pardon my language. I really do. I
do too.
Tom, you know what I actually said when I heard about theaters being not possibly not surviving? You know, I pulled the car like, fine by me, don't bother my ass none.
Well, I mean, yeah, I miss the way it used to be. I do miss going. I really do.
Yeah, pre-cell phones was okay.
Yeah.
Yes. That's when it all.
I think I miss the drive-in more than I miss the movie theater experience. I mean, here in Canada, we're allowed to have beer in the theater in some of our theaters, so that's been an improvement, a vast improvement. But sitting in a room with a bunch of people with BO and they bring their kids and their kids are screaming and it's an R-rated movie and the concession is so expensive, it's not enjoyable. You know what I mean? Like It's like they ruined the experience. I'd like to have these big long movies at the drive-in again. We can bring our own concession. There's an intermission, so we can live through these long epic movies and make it special again. But I think that the theater experience is less special than it was when I was young. I'm Gen X. What do you guys think?
No, I agree to a point. Like, a lot of it is just the quality of the films.
Mm-hmm.
And I've brought this up before. Like, a lot of the things that we dislike about the theater were brought on by the studio's greed. Because they decided that they wanted more and more of the opening weekend box office. So that means theaters saw less and less of that income, and that was the big lion's share of the income that a movie would make. So then they had to jack up all their prices on all their concessions, because I don't remember the concession prices being that bad when I was a kid. That didn't start happening until the 90s when the studios started getting greedy. And then now we've gotten to this point where they can't even afford anybody but a 19-year-old kid with fucking zits to usher the theater, and they don't give a shit because they're on their phone.
You know,
And,
if I'm paying $5 for a box of Raisinets or Snow Caps, it better be the size of a cereal box. Okay.
No, and I don't disagree. Like they've got themselves cornered, and the problem is that the studios need the theaters to make movies like Tenet and Avengers and Star Wars. But the theaters, on the other hand, are basically they're on their last leg anyway.
Yeah.
So like that's where they were like, guess what? If you guys want theaters to survive, studios, you're gonna have to help bail us out since the government isn't gonna. And the studios are like, well, good luck with that. And then they turn around and then now MGM's trying to sell, Bond for $600 million, and that's why, because they know they can't sell it for less than that. They just can't. And you're not gonna make that kind of money on streaming. You don't. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a whole new animal. It's a whole new ecosystem. Sorry for the mixed metaphors, but yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. They're hemorrhaging money every day that ticks by. They're losing more and more money on these large projects, and the smaller projects aren't getting done because of the vid. So it's
yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I mean that's the main thing is they got to get these movies out there, but there's no theaters to put them in. Mm-hmm. And they put a few movies out on streaming, but nothing has really made the kind of money they need to sustain them. And I think that's why MGM panicked and tried to sell the Bond movie. And we'll get to the Bond movie, actually. We got a couple super chats here. Gypsy Warrior sends us £1.99, says, what's your take on the Witches Disableist thing? I have not got a chance to check it out.
Which is disabled.
They remade the readaptation of Roald Dahl's The Witches. Robert Zemeckis, I guess, did. And I just read some headline. I haven't got to read the story yet, but I guess it has something to do with the disableist thing in the story. So I have to check that out, Gypsy. And when I do, I will let you know my feelings on that. But right now I'm uninformed. I don't know if anybody else is more informed at this point on that. But
Raquel
something, but I'm so unfamiliar with any of it anyway.
Yeah. See, now Raquel brought up the drive-in. Now all I can think is Cheech and Chong, the drive-in bit. Now, since shut
up, man.
But at least it was serious, right? Like that's the thing about the drive-in. I just think that the theater used to be an experience. It used to be a really fun night out. But I mean, let's get real now. Now it's $80 or $90 if you and your spouse want to go and watch the movie, and you have a babysitter for the kids. It's become unrealistic. It's now cheaper to go to the ballet or the opera than to go to a theater, and they wonder why they can't put bums in the seats.
Tom, what does Bat Tom say about the ballet?
I don't like the ballet. I'll date a ballerina, but I won't watch a ballet.
Sing a song, my parents.
The ballet. Captain Harris sends in $5. Damn it. I was still digesting that last meal. Did I miss the dessert that is Rob ranting about James Bond being ruined? Not yet. We have not quite got to James Bond yet. So you're good. You are very good yet.
You will date a ballerina, but you will not sit through a ballet.
Fucking A.
That's still one of the best ones you've ever done.
Well, it's true.
No, I'm saying good. That cost a fortune.
Now, if they did some better music, man, if you got like some rock music or some rap music, and you got to change the outfits. More leather, I'm thinking. Mini skirts, high heels. Wait, I'll just go to the strip club.
Raquel, are you familiar with our Bat Tom cartoons?
No. I'm just familiar with Tom's voices, and they're great. And as a Canadian, I'm thinking about Tom being a peeler in Canada. In the United States, you guys still have the dollar bills. Well, up here we have the coins, we have the loonies. So just imagine Tom sitting there with a bunch of women throwing loonies at him, and it's hysterical, especially doing that voice.
Strippers don't like coins. And they really don't like it if you ask them for change.
Where do you put? You can't put them in your. Well, you have to tuck them down your underwear. That gets heavy after a while.
Oh, now we're talking about peelers and tucking. It's
welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark.
That's why it's after dark.
Hold
on. Where's the? That's why it's after dark.
Yeah.
That's when the shag.
Why do I expect Jason Momoa to pop up behind me now?
Oh, better that than Biden.
Or bat lesbians, either or.
Oh man.
What's this, Thomas? What we got? Ian Stephen Otten, $5 super chat. I got to see Tenet before they reclosed theaters. I liked it, but I understand that it's not for everyone. Check out and decide for yourself. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Ian Slater, $5 between an idiot bringing their kids to Hannibal, cell phones, and almost fighting a dude for threatening my mother and girlfriend. I hate theaters. Let them go.
Well, that's the thing is, again, people are blaming other patrons. Just don't be a dick.
Well, you get a ka-ching. Well, the thing is, people have forgotten that the theater is a shared space.
Yes.
I mean, and this has been going on for a long ass time before cell phones. There were a bunch of there were like 4 or 5 homeboys and homegirls behind me at Spider-Man. I'm not talking Amazing Spider-Man in 2014. I'm talking Spider-Man in 2002 with a running commentary. Yeah. Oh, who's that? He drunk. What he doing? I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're not in your living room. I'm like, come on, man. I don't need my own version of Mystery Science Theater 3000 playing out behind me.
Well, it was like when I went to see it. There was these 2 kids who couldn't have been, not even probably 18, and they're like giving a running commentary with the movie, and they kept talking about like the original one and this, that, and the other, and they're getting all kinds of shit wrong, right? And I was like literally 2 seconds from turning around and going, look, if I wanted to hear the audio commentary, I'd have just waited till the fucking DVD came out. And some other guy luckily said, shut up. But like, yeah, I was like 2 seconds from saying that shit. I was like, God damn it. That was a good line too.
We're going to have to accommodate Ian Slater. Hold on. Also had a rough $5. Ian Slater also had a rough run today. Can someone play Basmati Blues Dancing Breed to cheer me up?
I don't have it on my thing, so Mecca will have to pull that clip up.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll give you a Timmy in the minute. While we're waiting for that,
I swear to Raquel,
we'll do that for you, Ian.
Are you familiar with the wheelchair man on Discovery?
Yeah, and I'm familiar with this panel's take on it, and I totally agree. I think that it's exploitation. I think it's absolutely terrible, and the whole Timmy thing is it's a hysterical way of critiquing it. But yeah, I think it's unconscionable. How do you put a disabled person, and is the person even disabled, on a show like this where we've conquered? Think about how Christopher Reeve would feel about this. About wanting to have an exoskeleton and be able to get. I think that's what what it's called now, where you just get up out of the chair and walk, and it's not very Star Trek like. I mean, Star Trek is supposed to be about hope, and I don't like once again I don't like using someone with a disability or somebody who may be from a vulnerable community and using them as an empty avatar. They don't actually speak to it. Nothing happens. That person doesn't come alive to us in their character. They really are just there, just this empty avatar, and it's depressing.
Well, Ian Slater, just for you, Mecca. That is the most unsexiest dance I've ever seen a woman do.
How dare you?
Usually when a woman dances, it's it could be very alluring, it could be very languid movements. No, she has absolutely no grace whatsoever.
That's what you're saying. She's Melvina, and
exactly.
I understand. This is perfectly acceptable.
I was saying about how I was thinking to myself, what would it be like if Brie Larson was on the Muppet Show? because
It would be very boring.
It's the Muppet Show. Our very special guest, Miss Brie Larson. Yay! You're just an old green dude. Just an old green dude. I'm here to fight the patriarchy, Kermit.
We just want you to sing.
I'm not going to sing for you like I'm some sort of performing animal for the patriarchy.
Oh, that's all right. We got plenty of animals.
What Muppet would she be?
No, just like the guest on like the Muppet Show. She would be like one of the most
the guest.
boring guests ever. And she supposedly can sing, but
the Muppet Show had some of the greatest performers in our civilization appear.
Alice freaking Cooper was on.
Yeah, we got dogs and chickens and birds and stuff.
The voice is just spot on. No, I was thinking of more of like her being like a Muppet. You know what I mean? Like maybe Scooter's sister. She looks a little bit like Scooter.
Skeeter? No, Skeeter had more of a personality though. I mean, she was kind of a bitch, but no, I don't know. Well,
anyway, Captain Hair $5. Whenever you get Ghostbusters 2016 stream, I'm gonna need Andre to pay off Tom's kid to loudly eat popcorn and talk. Balance things out.
Lord.
Fight my shiny metal ass.
We also had one come in from Manowar 665, neighbor of the beast. Are you a good neighbor though?
But if Tom strips, doesn't he always have his coin purse with him?
That's because I get paid in coins when I strip.
Oh my.
That's right. Your Kermit impression is so close it's haunting.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Yes, it's very, very good, isn't it?
$2 Canadian. So
I can do Kermit as a Canadian, eh? What's this all about?
Oh, no,
Miss Piggy.
All right. Okay, Captain Hair. We're just about there. We're going to talk about James Bond.
Peter's cousin, yes, Aunt Rand.
Oh
Peter's
God,
cousin. That is a viable Muppet.
Oh God, this is Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. For God's sake!
If we're gonna have a chick with the double O, can we at least make her, I don't know, bangable and not look like she's staring off into the distance, waiting for the guy on the fryer at McDonald's to sell her crack? I mean, she doesn't even show up to the red carpet smiling. This woman.
It's her teeth. She's permanently. Her mouth's permanently fixed into that expression. I don't think she's.
I'm sure she's a lovely woman and a fine actress and is very pleasant to be around and is very nice. But the issue I have is like, if you're an entertainer, I don't know, pretend like you want to be there. Pretend like you want to entertain us.
See, now this is where I wish I had the John Madden telestrator. I would circle them out. See, what's with the kind of the lip going up there? Usually the lip's down more. And usually the corners of the mouth should go upward and just express some sort of emotion, So boom, right there. See, the lip goes up, boom.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I don't give a shit who it is. I think I've gotten to this point where why do they got to fuck with a character like this? And I mean, I'm not
Thank
even.
You. Thank you. Please continue. When I look at Bond, I want to look at him like Bond, James Bond, Sean Connery, international sex symbol, ideal man for me. Just hero, man, sex symbol. Gimme more. I barely stomached the other Bonds. Now a woman. Now I'm not going to watch for sure.
Are we going to fight all night or are we going to turn down this wine?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Even the Bond girls. Aren't the Bond girls now giving interviews where they're like, hey, what the hell?
Bond? Yes.
Yeah, there was a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Honor Blackman, before she died, she said, nah, this is rubbish.
Well, and they were going to have, what's-her-face, Grace Jones, right? Back in this one. And
they were going to try to bring back Grace Jones.
Didn't she walk off the set and say,
yeah, she walked off the set.
She said, fuck this shit.
So are we going to be objectifying, like, is she going to be objectifying men now? Like,
probably.
Are we going to have scantily clad men now?
Probably not. They're probably just going to be talking down to them and like.
Bond tries to put the moves on her, and it doesn't work because she don't need no man, girlfriend.
Bond tries to poop on her? What did you say?
What? Mr. Tinkle Trunk sends in Canadian $5, eh? 007 actors have changed over time, but we have never seen him replaced in a film. What was that? This is 100% about ending the character altogether forever. Oh yeah, I've said that before. You watch, he dies in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what a Cleveland steamer is.
Well, they have to have a Bond for the Me Too era. This is a feminist take on Bond, and that's why they brought in Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Droid Lives Matter.
Rob Atlas sends in $5. He says, "I'm sorry, but Bond seems to have died with Connery." Kermit's Tom is spot on. Who's Tom?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've said Me Too many times. I've heard, would you like another martini? And I said, Me too. I'll have another martini.
Listen, I don't mind all of this progressive stuff. It's good. I just don't understand, especially from studying all of this stuff in university, why it has to be so derivative. I don't understand why everything has to be a castrated male when we switch everything over to. Is everything a Laura Mulvey essay? And I don't want to turn this into a grad school seminar, but this whole idea of the that it has to be converted for a female, or it has to be converted for a minority. How about let's just have some new stories that are not derivative, that are celebrating those stories from those perspectives. I don't understand why we have to have the same perspective and this derivative storytelling. I'm not into it.
Because this generation doesn't know how to create anything.
Oh yeah.
This current generation of the Kibble Smiths and the Vita Ayalas, all they do is take whatever it is that already exists, repurpose it, and put just make a few token changes.
And when they do make new characters, they're insufferable, like fucking Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah. Let me just see if I get the right. This is what they do. I'm sharing that thing, and Tom, is that coming through? There it is.
Sort of.
Well,
it's
okay.
Blank. I can see it on mine.
There it is. Here goes. Children of the Atom. There you go. This is their idea of creating new X-Men characters. You have female Cyclops, black female diversity Gambit. You have probably gay Archangel over here, and you have morbidly obese Marvel guy, Jean Grey sidekick. And you have non-binary Nightcrawler. Okay, this is what they do. This is all they can do because they don't have anybody to tell them, no, this is shit. Go back and do it again.
Yeah.
Jim Shooter, as much as people malign Jim Shooter as Marvel editor in the 80s, and he would have at least said, this is what I tell you to come up with new characters. This is what you hand me. Go back and do it again. If you don't have something better on my desk by 5 o'clock, you're fired.
Yeah.
At least he had the balls to tell people, no, this is shit. Get out of my office. Nobody has. It's this participation trophy nonsense. Nobody has been told anything critical. Nobody has been told this sucks. Try harder. Good enough. Here you go. Here's your participation trophy.
Yeah, whenever I see this stuff, I think of a cow or a camel. How many stomachs does a cow or a camel have? They chew their cud, then they swallow it. Then when they're hungry, they throw it back up again, have another chew on it, and swallow it. I'm just wondering how much cud Hollywood is going to give us, because we're not camels and we're not cows. So, something new would be really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, you said cud, and they thought you said crud. And they doubled down on that. Yeah, 3 stomachs according to Mr. Tickle Trunk too, by the way.
Why James Bond is a 007 in No Time to Die. James Bond chose romance over a life of violence at the end of Spectre. When he returns. Okay,
you're finished. Go ahead, read. I didn't know you were reading. I thought you were just making
shit up. And when he returns to No Time to Die, there's a new 007 in town, which nobody's going to be interested in.
Is it just me or is Rob breaking up?
Yeah, Rob is
Mr. 007.
Yeah, we can't understand a damn word you're saying. So
yeah.
While you're doing that, Mr. Wolverine 007 sends in $5, says, I like this R.M. Briggs chick, both smart and cute, but she's a liar. She lies about her age.
Oh, I love you. I love it when you say that. That makes a girl feel good. You make me feel confident enough to still call myself a girl. And for that, I love you, Tom Connors.
Well, she was sitting around in the chat the other day talking shit about fucking remembering VHS and beta bullshit.
Yes, I do. I remember that.
You
are, and you don't even sound like you're
here?
reciting a Jules Verne novel from the bottom of the sea. It's great.
Oh, this is great. Close some tabs. James
just
Bond
to
is
make
back.
Mecca feel better
die,
too.
but
Nobody ever believes when she talks about her age as well. So
yeah, is she 42? Because she doesn't look 42. She looks like 25.
I would say it's because black don't crack, but she's whiter than I am. So Mecca's muted.
I muted what?
I was heralding praise on you as well, but you must have missed it.
What did
I
I
was
do?
basically saying you were a vampire.
Oh, usually, yeah.
Because we were saying how you don't look your age, and I said I would say it's because black don't crack, but you're whiter than I am.
Oh yeah, that's the alien DNA. It's fine. Or the robot stuff. It's all the mechanical parts, I guess. I don't know. Or genetics, it's just DNA.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think there's anything special about it. People are like, "How do you stay looking so young?" I'm like you, Mecca. I'm just like,
and I don't smoke, so I think not smoking is a big one.
Yeah, I think smoking it makes you look like a lizard person eventually. So
I think that's Brie Larson's problem. She might be a big smoker.
I'm sure she's a lovely young woman, and I'm sure that her mom loves her very much, and her dad loves her very much, and I'm sure she's a very nice person in her personal circles. To me, she looks like she's about as lively as a plank I'd cook a salmon on. Just not there. Just I don't understand it. I don't understand why all of these new actresses are like wooden spoons. The great if you want to make some sauce, but nothing else.
Well, it's the same with Lashana Lynch. I mean, she's another one. She just does not smile on the runway ever, or in interviews or anything. I think I've seen one picture of her smiling.
Yeah, power to me is not anger, and power to me is not a derivative of
maybe we'll have
character.
to play the...
Pardon?
No.
You're cutting in and out, Rob.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know why.
Close your tabs, Rob.
I don't know why. They are closed. They are closed. Maybe it's a browser problem. Maybe probably everybody's using the internet in town on my block. But anyway. Oh, lovely. Huh, Mecca?
What? You're cutting in and out, so I don't know what you're asking me.
Maybe
trailer. No. Not good. Maybe log in and log out. Or are you?
Yeah, let me try refreshing.
Yeah, because you're really bad, dude. So check. Check and make sure you ain't got no phone running or something, maybe, or whatever.
Yeah, and anyway, Mecca, you were saying, because I loved what you were saying. That's totally true. Like, to me, power is not pretending I'm a dude or acting dudely or looking harsh or looking like I'm a bitch. That's not power to me. There are so many other ways to acquire power and to exemplify power, and those just aren't the ways. So yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, and it doesn't make me feel represented to see all these women going around male bashing either, because like that's half of the population. I mean, we kind of have this sort of need for one another on this planet, so sometimes you can't just go around getting rid of all of that. And just one of the things I noticed in the 80s, growing up with a lot of 80s movies, is that girls were kind of just written as, whatever. Girls could wear jeans and a t-shirt, and then you'd have like a really, really girly girl. Nowadays, everybody is, we have to have this person have this identity and this gender and this, that. Nobody actually even dresses in like casual stuff that normal people would even wear half the time on TV shows. So and movies nowadays.
Right.
They don't understand how to represent women anymore.
Yeah, and we are a diverse lot, all of us. But there's strong girls who are capable of being firemen. They're 6'2", and they can kick the crap out of a guy. And then there's some of us who are on the extreme feminine side. The thing is that it's like I said, it just keeps getting down to this one single avatar, this one little nugget of an idea that they're holding on to, and they won't let go of it. And they want us to like it, and it's not representative of who we are. So that's not my representation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, we got some super chats that came in here pretty quick. The chat jumped on me. Action.com sends in $2. Will Bond get his 007 back at the end of the film? I don't think so. What do you think, Rob? I think he's gonna die. I think he is.
Okay. First of all, can you hear me? Am I back?
Yes, you sound better. Yes, you had updates going.
Okay.
That's what I see. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I paused the updates. Microsoft, we make worse versions of the things you already use.
Yeah, because we lost like 10 people while you were whatever. But yeah, what do you think, Rob? Do you think he'll get it back at the end of this film? I don't think so.
It's hard to imagine that they're not.
But basically, for him to get it back, don't she got to die now since she's 007 now?
With any luck, she'll die. Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see that happening. They ain't gonna kill the black lady.
No. Hello, Mr. Bond. I'll put a bullet in your name if you don't say in your name. Who know what that works?
You sound like Michael Caine. Captain.
Drunk Michael Caine.
Yeah. I double Paul. I do size of a tangerine. I can't even do it because I'm laughing. Sorry. Captain Air sends in $2. I want to be the first fat guy Bond girl.
The first
How
body.
are you, Mr. Bond?
Yeah, we'll just rub some lotion on Captain Hair while he lays on the beach, all fuzzy and hair. Maybe he has back hair.
It rubs the lotion on its skin and it puts it in the basket. That was from
Connery was my grandmother.
Grapes to the mouth. Yes. Let's make it like a Roman Greco affair.
Connery was my Gypsy Warrior, £1.99. Connery was my grandmother's milkman in Scotland. If that's true, that is cool. That is fucking cool.
What do you mean by milkman? I'm jealous.
Yeah, I was going to say that she has
milkman in clothes.
Is there any possibility you might be a descendant of Sir Shaka? I'm just kidding, Gypsy Warrior.
We're terrible.
All right. Mr. Tickle Trunk sent in another Canadian $5. Thank you so much. Converting removes the original. That's all it's about. Taking things away from people. Equality is adding a new female 007 or 00 number. Yeah. And giving her films. Yeah, exactly. And that's what we've always said, and not only that, there's so many great female characters that are overlooked. It took how many fucking years for Wonder Woman to finally get a fucking movie?
Yeah.
Oh, God. At least 25.
And then,
what do you mean at least 25, dude? She's been around for 70-some years.
75 years, Rob.
Well,
you guys, if we listen to Mr. Tickle Trunk, this makes so much more sense, too. Because when you're watching the movie, then you're in the text. You're feeling the film, you're in the film. Whenever they do one of these derivative projects that are nothing but shite, you spend the entire movie thinking about how they adapted it for the other gender. And so you're like, ooh, I wonder how they're going to do this. And ooh, I wonder how they're going to do this. And then the whole experience is you being outside of the text. It's like they're calling on your critical judgment instead of entertaining you. And I don't want them to call on my critical judgment. I want to be involved with the film. I want to enjoy the film, not worry about how it's been being converted and what they're going to do about this issue and what they're going to do about that issue. So, Mr. Tickle Trunk, totally agree with you.
Absolutely. That's what we've been singing our praises. Absolutely. Stephen Otten sends in another $5. Thank you so much. At least we still have Connery Bond to fall back on. Absolutely. And if you've been paying attention, I'm going to be going through all the Bond films from beginning to end. And I think we almost have a date set up, so I'll let you guys know more about that when I know when you can expect to catch those streams.
I'll be watching that. That's
Awesome.
going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
Barney the Nucleosaurus Reeks sends in $1.99. Ideal 007 movie. I'm not a huge fan, so I'll just give mine right away. I've said it before. Just set it back in the 60s and give it to Quentin Tarantino. How about you guys?
Wow.
Let me make it, and I'd make it the trashiest, sleaziest thing you'd ever do.
I don't know. I kind of like that idea, Mecca, because when I watched Bond, I always felt like I was being seduced. I just absolutely love Sean Connery. I love the experience of it. I loved looking at these beautiful women, and some of them were brilliant, and some of them were airheads, and they were all gorgeous, and just the costumes and the whole experience. What you're saying, it sounds funny, but I actually think that it's really, really honest, because good Bond was very seductive. It was for men and for women, and very, very almost erotic. It was such a fun show to watch, or such a fun film to watch.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you can take away anything from this. You can put yourself into the Bond girl, because that is a fantasy. Like, I think they don't realize that some women want to like just shut off their brain for a minute and turn off the job and the families or whatever, and just, I want to slip into this chick who's getting dragged by the arm along to all these exotic countries, and I want to be on this adventure with these people.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that I always like to mention is that just because there's a male on screen, it doesn't mean I'm not identifying. It doesn't mean I can't see myself in that role at some point. I don't need to take it from him. I never felt excluded. Just because there was no female Ghostbusters in the original films, I never felt like I was excluded from being a Ghostbuster. I never thought I couldn't.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think it's the height of narcissism, and like, you have to have some pretty raging NPD to need to see yourself on screen in order to enjoy yourself. I want to be transported. I want to go on many adventures. I want to see the world through other people's eyes, through other characters, and see their portrayals on screen. I don't need to see myself. I don't. And I think it's kind of weird that you have to, that it's a must. I think it's strange.
I think what Mecca wants is Axel Braun to direct the next Bond movie, it sounds like to me.
He probably already has.
He probably has made a few Bond movies. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think Rob's still. Are you still here, Rob? Or are you gone?
I'm here.
Okay, what's your ideal Bond movie, real quick?
Oh, full of was much casual sex, drinking, violence.
Axel Braun, gotcha.
Nudity, sexual nudity is as imaginable.
Loane, if I'm saying that right, sends in a Canadian $1.99. That's a new name and a new face.
All the Canadians, yes.
I see, yes, a lot of Canadian love. Except for our Canadian didn't show up. I don't know what happened to him.
Hey, you know that? That's great.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
I got the McFarlane figures, and she. I'm not sure. I think it's a she. Sends in a heart. I don't mean to assume any genders, but I apologize if I'm wrong. Either way. Cesario JPN sends in $5. Wasn't Jinx from Die Another Day supposed to get a spinoff? What happened to that? Slap her with a 00 and boom, Black Jane Bond. Yeah, Rob, you brought that up before. Rob?
Knock, ding dong.
I think we lost Rob.
Yeah,
No, I'm back. So
okay, so what tell us about the spin-off we got with Jinx?
Yeah. There was a Barbara Broccoli wanted to make a film with Halle Berry, a Jinx spin-off film, but investors backed out when they said, "Nah, this is never going to make any money." So they got cold feet and they backed out. Did
Catwoman kill it?
Pretty much.
I figured as much. Gypsy Warrior, once again, thank you so much, sends in £1.99. Who's everyone's favorite Bond girl? I don't know really offhand. I've not seen enough of them to comment, so I'll leave it up to the rest of the folk.
Yeah, same here. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I say start with Rob, I guess.
God. Oh God, we're gonna start. Honor Blackman. Honor Blackman is Pussy Galore. Probably.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Because you want you want a strong female character? There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all good though. I mean, like I said, the variety in them. You know what I mean? It's just there were so many different types of Bond women: strong, smart, secretive, sexy. You know, they're all great. I think just collectively, they're all great. And it's okay to say that out loud in public. We don't have to be ashamed of James Bond. James Bond was fun, and it was beautiful and sexy, and it was a great time. Everyone had a great time. I don't feel injured by the gorgeous women who appeared in James Bond. I don't. I love them all.
Yeah, I mean,
she loves all the James Bond.
I like all.
No, that's a great way of looking at it. No, and if you could pick James Bond too, as far as that goes, since you're a woman. I mean, I think it's a fair.
Well, that's why I did watch it. You know, I can't watch Mission Impossible because the little guy isn't tall enough to get on the ride. But Sean Connery, ding, 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 ding,
ding,
definitely worked for me.
Shot fired at Mr. Cruz there.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize.
You would need to jump on the couch.
I would love a Katie Holmes.
Anyhow,
he was just happy he finally got a girlfriend that was shorter than him. Dark King 616 sends in an Australian $2. Double O Whammon, the spy who #MeToo'd me. Is that the sequel to Dr. No Means No? I think so.
Probably.
Terminus Est, thank you so much. $2 says, if she Bond and had a large rack, she'd be double D7.
That's perfect.
That's the actual porn.
That has to be like a porn title somewhere.
Double D7, absolutely. I'm sure it is. Axel, get on it if you hasn't been already.
Remember Stripperella? She was Agent 0069.
That's true. Ian Slater sends in another 5. Next Bond girl should be a Venetian. Am I saying that? Venezuelan. Trans lobster, tire rack, and sickle cell. And they Bob with a Y. What the fuck?
He just threw it on the wall, and it stuck.
Why can't I read Venezuelan? Every Jant sends in $5. Don't understand the whining. When I was a kid and I wanted to see myself in a story, I had a neat little thing called an imagination. Yeah, well, not only that, kids look. As much as I enjoyed movies like Goonies and stuff that where kids were doing stuff, I still looked up to Superman, Luke Skywalker, those kind of characters. The guy, Indiana Jones, and so on. The kind of, Bond would be for like Rob and Indiana Jones and stuff like that too. Same kind of thing. You look up to those characters and you want to be them. And I'm sure the same goes for the women, is they want to be like them or they want to be with them. It can go both ways. It doesn't have to be gender neutral, or gender stuck. It can be gender neutral. I don't know the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, well,
assigned, gender assigned,
gender specific.
That works.
You make a good point, because what you're talking about is taking away instead of adding. I don't understand why we have to take away. Why can't we just add? Let's just add some stories, add some perspectives, add some characters, and let them stand on their own merit. And let's just enjoy the entire spectrum of what's out there. I don't understand why we have to take away from what we have now and keep remaking it. Cud. Throw up, chew cud. Throw up, chew cud.
Cesario JPN sends in another $2. Thank you so much. Japan made a feel-good female Bond. 009-1. Google it. There you go, Rob. We know what he's doing later.
Alex protection.
Yeah, don't get an STD. Alex Acera sends in $9.99. What's antilogical? What is anti-logic's woke video? I've not seen the video, but I will try and check it out now. Sums up my feelings on this BS. I'm bi and left. Don't need my faves. Don't need my faves to be bent like me. This fake woke stuff just makes me want the old stuff more. And that's exactly what it is, going back to our Star Trek discussion earlier. It feels so unearned and unnecessary, or unnatural, I was going to say, but fake is a great word too, because it is. It's forced.
Yeah.
And there's no basis for it at all. And again, I brought up the point. It's not because it's a gay or a trans or anything like that relationship, because, I mean, there's been plenty of movies that have had gay characters in it, and I never had a problem with it before this, even though they like to negate that fact. And I did Cesario. I'm sorry, I butchered your super chat. But no, like, I mean, I brought up earlier today, like, I loved the movie Rocket Man. That has a gay relationship in it. In fact, as far as I know, that has the first gay sex scene in movie history. And I didn't even know that. Why? Because I didn't care. Yeah. It didn't matter. In the flow of the story, it worked. Yeah. I was pissed at that guy when when you found out how he was treating Elton John. I mean, they did a good job with it. It didn't matter that they were gay.
Yeah.
It was just a good story. You've seen him fall in love with this guy. You've seen this guy fuck him over, and you understood, and you were in, you felt, empathy for Elton. It's like that has nothing to do with if it was a guy or a girl.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I totally agree.
But yeah, I'll have to check out that video. Thanks for the recommendation. So not a channel I'm familiar with. Fo Chung, I like that name, sends in $4.99. Riding the coattails of white male protagonist is not brave. Exactly. Like, that's the kind of the whole thing with like Batwoman. It was like, if you want to do something new, do something new.
It's the chick version of something we already had a chick version of already.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just not interesting. No one wants to watch it. It's proven. No one wants to watch it. It's not enjoyable.
Nope. Did we cover this? Did we pretty much?
I think we've hit the Bond thing as much as we can hit on it. Phrasing. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, that Star Wars thing.
Oh no. Mecca's loading her gun.
The Lego Star Wars movie, holiday movie, special movie thing trailer came out.
For God's sake. There's a reason why George Lucas tried to bury the holiday special.
Oh, this is different. This is better. Remember all the stuff we hated about The Last Jedi, like the Yo Mama jokes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now put it in like a Star Wars. Oh, did you watch the trailer, Rob?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It is so dumb. Action Com $2. We're rebooting Save Bond.
No.
They're gonna no. If they're gonna, I got a feeling they're gonna try to reboot with a black actor. I really do.
Well,
a movie that nobody watches.
If it's a man, I may be in. But the whole thing that sells Bond, folks, is Bond. It has to be somebody super, super compelling. Somebody who men really like and admire, and someone who women are really attracted to. That's what makes a good Bond. And that's a chemistry that you're building with the audience through your portrayal of that character. So, if everybody has their own Bond, the franchise is infamous for that. So if they can come up with a Bond people can like chemically lock onto, it'll work. But it's pretty much hit or miss up till now, I think.
I've been beating the drum for one Bond and one Bond only, even though I've never been a fan of the series. And since I brought it up, I didn't say I started it, but Woody I remember saying this a while ago. Yes, Woody Allen, Rob. No, I brought up Henry Cavill how many months ago now? And in the last couple of weeks, it's been taken off on everywhere. Ever since, I brought him up a long time ago. Love and that. I feel like he's the one guy right now who just kind of encapsulates that traditional Bond. Women want to be with him, men want to be him. Yeah.
Yeah, if you saw him in Man from U.N.C.L.E., you'd know that absolutely look at how people like Anna just drool over him constantly. I mean, he's a very pretty man. Yes. Men like him in things too. Men are going to take their girlfriends with them to see the Bond movie with Henry Cavill because they know they're going to get some that night because she's going to be so turned on by what she's seeing with Bond. And that's the point of the Bond movies. And with Daniel Craig, for somebody like me, I always call him Ugly Bond. Because he looks like he's a soccer hooligan.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. He looks like he did the 100-meter dash in the 90-meter gym. He's a total no for me. I just, it didn't work for me. I didn't like him as Bond.
Mm-hmm. He's probably my biggest problem with the modern day ones. And I even liked Casino Royale enough, but he's just not. He's not somebody that's pretty enough to kind of get me to stare at him on screen and actually care.
Yep.
And I think that might have been the point, just so they can come in and emasculate him for the whole franchise or something.
Idris Elba doing Bond, it may work. I actually think that he is sexy enough that he could pull it off, David.
Well, he doesn't want to do it though.
Yeah,
No.
I think he's too old now.
Yeah.
He's kind of aged out of it, even if he wanted to try it. Gypsy Warrior sends in another $1.99, or £1.99, sorry. John Reed, speaking of the Elton John situation, grew up in my neighborhood. Well, interesting. But yeah, that would be the individual I was talking about in the whole Elton John scenario. So thank you for that, Gypsy Warrior.
Lovely.
Very interesting indeed. But yeah, so this Star Wars fucking trailer. I'm not going to show the trailer, unfortunately, because I'm sure we'll get hit.
Well, you can bring up the article. I mean, the CBR.
You got an article here?
Hold on, let me see. Lego Star Wars.
I say all I got's a link to the.
Usually the Disney stuff doesn't get me hit with copyright so much. But if you guys super chat Tom, he might play the trailer. As long as you transform it, you should be okay with it.
True.
Well, hold on.
I don't. Yeah, I've probably gotten enough super chats. I think we'll
here's the.
Just pause it every 5 seconds or so.
Oh,
Here's
Cesar.
the CBR.
Interesting idea. Jessica Alba. Cesar says Jessica Alba might make a. That's interesting. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not, but it's a very interesting offering.
Yeah. Well, didn't they do the Red Sparrow thing already, and they tried that, which is kind of its own thing anyway? With what's her face? Who was in that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they also did that Scarlett Johansson movie, Lucy.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Yes. Forgot about that.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so we got this trailer. Fuck it, let's watch it. This is some bad shit.
It was the night before Life Day in a galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
Looking good. Tree, food, decorations. Coming together, heroes were.
First problem. 'Twas the night before Life Day. First of all, you got the cadence wrong. Night before Life Day, it was. That's what Yoda would say.
Yeah, I don't like who they got doing Yoda's voice. I think it's the same guy from Clone Wars and shit.
It's terrible.
Okay, look, you got Maz Kanata, you got a couple Ewoks, Jawas.
Where the fuck is John Boyega's face?
Oh my god! I would be livid if I were him. Okay, so now you got
where's your face?
You got Elephant Dude from the band.
Lego Star Wars. How sad, right, Andrew?
Is it supposed to be Ichibaka in the background? And
Ichibaka, yeah.
What's her name? The new chick that was
Yeah, that's Lando's daughter back there. Yeah, there's Lando.
Oh, look, Zori Bliss. Yeah, Zori Bliss back here.
No, that's not Zori Bliss. Zori Bliss,
Zori Bliss is behind Ichibaka.
Behind. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Can't have her take her helmet off.
Celebrate the day. Please be a cake. Please be a cake. For Ray, adventure call, and she thought it would be fast.
Remember when they had Akbar come down and do the "It's a Rap" line, and he felt so insulted. The actor who played him, he thought they were gonna give him like a gold watch or something, or thank him for being on the show. And like, no, he just wanted him to come down and say it's a wrap on Last Jedi after they unceremoniously shot Akbar into space.
One last indignity, and now this is just rubbing salt in it.
Mm-hmm.
But there she found a key to the galaxy's past.
Oh, Master Luke, what are you doing? This is so cool! We see my master. My master's master.
Concentrate.
My master's father.
Impressive.
They go back in time so she can land on Luke's lap and fight Vader.
Master Luke, what are you doing? I'm stealing your victory. That's what I'm doing.
I can't get over the Yoda voice. It's so bad. It's like a really old radio
Bad
from
that
North
Yoda
Dakota.
is.
It's terrible.
Good food.
See, that's decent. That's decent. That is a decent Yoda, but this Yoda
Come.
is so bad.
I don't do the best Yoda, but
Not far, Yoda is.
yeah,
It's
you do a little
painful
bit
to
better.
watch.
My master's father's master.
Emperor Palpatine?
I
They're
don't
just having
believe
a
it.
fun club now.
You think maybe you could put a
All right.
shirt on?
It's a
This whole thing, I can't stand this whole self-referential humor style of humor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, Rey is stealing all of Luke's moments. Yeah, that was the whole point of this special, as a middle finger to all the traditional OG Star Wars fans like us.
This sucks.
I love who
key to travel across space and time.
I will change.
To the future.
Oh,
That has got to be the worst voice I've ever heard for the Emperor.
Seth MacFarlane is a better Palpatine.
You've reached Papa Palpatine.
something dark side.
Something. Do it.
So sure are you?
Mm-hmm. Less talky, more fighty.
Pod races. Jigs! Oh, double jigs!
Oh, God.
You're so cute.
Ooh, gimme. Galaxy's best Emperor. Meh.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Music! A time of joy.
That totally does not sound like John Boyega at all.
No.
This is
Ray!
a friendship, a family.
And of
Who
course
are
they got
you
him
guys?
screaming Ray.
Master Skywalker.
My son. I mean, these binary sons.
Junta solos?
You want to shoot first?
After you.
Oh Jesus! The biggest insult. The biggest insult for last, of course.
This sucks. Yeah, me. It really sucks.
Oh. Where's I need a drink. I really do.
So yeah, Solo. Yeah, Solo versus real Solo.
This is an EFAP waiting to happen. Yeah.
That was so beautiful, question mark.
This is what happens when you get people who hate the property working on it.
Yeah.
Do you think this is Kathleen Kennedy saying, I'm on my way out the door. Let me burn this bitch down while I got the chance.
No, I think they actually like this. I think they like Star Wars. These are just all the and blue milk and remember this and remember this and remember this. It's all the Big Bang Theory Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Who don't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
Which is it's fine if you really want to just enjoy it for the references. There's nothing wrong with that, but to make the entire movie that
Yeah, it's almost
awful.
like they're making this stuff so that you can actually, doom scroll Twitter while you're watching it. It's there's a reference. Let me look at my phone. Oh, there's a reference. Let me look at my phone. It's just so empty. All of it. It's depressing that they're doing this.
It is, isn't it? Dear God, it's for God's sake. This is where we are now. This is where we are. Star Trek sucks. Star Wars sucks. Bond is about to suck. Marvel Comics sucks.
We got the last super chat, right? Or did I accidentally skip over it? The Action Con one, we got it? So RLM, time travel spheres are coming to fruition. Yeah, I think they're kind of soft getting us ready for the whole possibility of time travel in Star Wars. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, that's all the leaks that we were hearing from. What was it? One of them was Doomcock's leaks, right? One of his.
And
videos?
one of them was ours, yeah. And we talked about how they're going to use the Veil of the Force, yeah.
To go back in time and.
But in this case, they might be doing it to undo the original trilogy. So fingers crossed. Or not the original trilogy. I mean the sequel trilogy. I mean,
Barney the Nuclear Source reeks.
I want to
die.
You got to rate it right. I want to die. Okay, I don't know how to read this one, but Mr. Wolverine tells us.
I think my brain rolled into the next room.
I think that's what he's trying. Something like that. Diego Flores sends a Peruvian $5 or 5 souls, however you say it. Told you, Tom, we need the misadventures of Tom and Rob in the Cinemaverse. You never know if I can find an animator, because I just can't do it. I don't have the time, and my program sucks. Speaking of, because, like, you know, you hadn't seen the Batman cartoons. Here's a quick one just so people know how bad my animation shit is.
Okay, how to be a cool superhero. First things first, you gotta have a cool car. You ain't got no money, so that's not happening. Second, you gotta have a cool costume. We'll have to work on that. Alright, then you also have to be able to solve really complicated cases, and solve crimes, and kick cloud ass.
Kinda like stopping that lady over there from being robbed?
Are you fucking serious? That dude's got a gun, okay? Let the real cops handle that. We only go after people like the Joker and Penguin and Poison Ivy and occasionally Catwoman, depending on what kind of mood she is that time of the month, okay? We don't deal with that kind of stuff.
You're scared of guns, aren't you?
Fucking terrified. Nope, Batman don't do guns.
And we got another super chat I got that jumped on me. Casbinus? Is that how you say that?
Casbinus?
Member Berries the movie. Flat face. Yeah, pretty much.
And what do you mean your animation is bad? That's actually pretty hysterical.
Well, but I only got
I
so
like
many.
how the hands look like paper dolls that we used to play with in the 1970s. So it's actually kind of hysterical that I don't know if he did that on purpose, but it came
No,
to
it's just because it's very limited animation program.
One more time. Come on, one more.
All right. Which
I
one
love
should
these.
do?
I love these.
The COVID one.
Where the fuck is everybody? This is really goddamn boring. Alfred! Alfred, what the hell is going on? Where is everybody?
They're self-isolating because of COVID, sir.
COVID? A new villain for me to squash?
No, sir. A virus.
Joker released a virus?
No, sir. This came from China.
China White?
The country, sir.
Ah, shit.
Yes, sir.
No way I'm going back to China again. That cost a fortune. I had to rent a plane, a boat, and an entire ballet. And you know I hate the ballet.
Yes, sir.
What do I say, Alfred?
You will date a ballerina,
But
you
I
won't
won't
sit
sit
through
through a ballet. Fucking A.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Play them out. Sucks. It was the last thing I saw before my parents were shot. It's a ballet.
Yes, sir.
Ah, fuck. Now what am I supposed to do?
It's pretty good. Gotta admit, it's pretty funny. Oh, it's pretty good.
The Doritos one is my favorite.
Just ridiculous.
Alfred, where the hell are my socks?
I set them on your boots, sir.
My what?
On your boots.
Oh, never mind. They were on my boots. Where's my utility belt?
Under your cape, sir.
Did you pack me a lunch?
Yes, sir. PB&J with no crust, sir.
Did you put in a little bag of flaming hot Doritos?
Of course, sir.
It has to be the flaming hot ones. The regular ones are too wussy for my manly taste buds. And don't forget the icy.
I'm afraid we're out. We only have apple juice boxes left.
What? Disappointed! Did you go to the store?
I didn't have time, sir. You insisted that I have the new rocket booster installed by tonight.
Yeah, it will have that extra boost. I want to impress the ladies with a big boom.
Of course you do, sir.
And don't forget the curly straw. Those cheap ones that come with the juice boxes always break under my super strong pressure.
I would never forget. And of course they do, sir. You are so manly and strong.
Fucking A. I know, right? Maybe I should back off on some reps. I don't know if my muscles can handle any more muscularness. Lunchtime. All right. See what we got here. Juice box. Yeah. Wait, what the hell is this? Son of a bitch. Screw it. Not gonna fight crime. Whole night's ruined. Not tonight, Jim.
Steve Otten sends in $5 says, when did Batman start sounding like Trump by way of Cartman? You figured me out.
I know, it's pretty good. I was actually like laughing out loud. It was pretty good. I really like that.
Batman is pretty popular. I don't know why. He just is.
I don't know. You also have a pretty good sense of humor. And with that, I guys, I got to go to another show. So
that's all right. We're going to wrap this up anyway, I think, unless there was anything else to cover. I don't think so. I want to thank you for joining us, Ricardo. It was awesome having you.
Geez, you know, it was great to be a part of this panel. I just love all three of you guys. I watch your shows, and you guys are just wonderful. And thank you so much for having me today. You guys are great.
Well, like I said, I wasn't kidding when I said we got to have you on one of these days, and I saw you in the chat, and I'm like, perfect timing. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I had a really good time. It was so nice to meet you, Mecca, and it was nice to meet you, Rob, and Tom. As always, you guys are a talented bunch, and I hope everybody here in the chat had a good time. And make sure that you sub, and lick your like button, and hit your notification bells, because this is a great team.
Thanks so much. And also check out your book. If you get a chance, I'll share the link again. And do you have a YouTube channel on your own, or you just show up on other people's channels?
I just show up on other people's.
That's what I thought. Because I was like looking for your channel earlier and I couldn't find one. So I was like,
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll share the link again for your book. And hopefully we can have you again real soon. Take care. And thanks for stopping in.
Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
All right. So anyway, kids, was there anything else you guys got going on tonight, Mecca?
I am going to have a trailer reaction for this, and probably my review for Discovery coming up. I gotta edit for you guys, but it's gonna be funny. And if you guys didn't see my last video about the Mandalorian stuff, I did go full harpy, actually, and it's very funny.
Full on harpy. Rob's
no, I mean I blew up a Trigglypuff.
Cartman versus Bart Simpson. We already know who would win. Cartman would kill him.
Oh yeah.
We saw that in the episode already. That 2-part episode, the Family Guy episode.
Attention shoppers. Outside today we have Cripple Fight.
South Park is the superior show, I think, to The Simpsons.
All
right.
South Park is definitely the superior show now, for sure. I mean, I'd have a hard time comparing, like, maybe the first. God, maybe if you compare like the first 10 seasons to South Park, I'd have a hard time. But after that, yeah, it's kind of a downhill slope from there. And South Park stayed pretty consistent. Yeah, Cartoon Wars, that's the one. So yeah, so Rob's going to be working on a Bond video, I believe, and Mecca has her review and stuff coming out, so stay tuned for that, guys. And hopefully we'll see you sometime this weekend. If we don't, we'll see you on the flip side. Oh yeah, Midnight's Edge in the morning. Tomorrow morning we have as a guest Literature Double. So check us out. Yeah.
And I'm gonna try and go live before Friday Night Tights tomorrow.
All right, so check out Mecca in the early afternoon. In the middle
between those guys, between Midnight's Edge and Friday Night Tights. So
yeah, we're usually done by whatever time. So all right, well check us out then tomorrow, and check Mecca out tomorrow, and check her video out then.
That's all, folks.
I blew up a Trigglypuff. I didn't blow him. Her. Whatever.
Koalas in the rain. Koalas in the rain. No fucks given.